We tried eating high volume, low carb to lose weight.
And we're going to talk about it.
So if you're new here, my name is Emily and this is Sarah, whatever. Okay. So if you're new here, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are
the Keto Twins.
Supposedly the Keto Twins, right? We have lost 160 pounds following a ketogenic lifestyle since 2019. And we try a lot of keto stuff on our channel, recipes, challenges, whatever. And recently we had gained a bit of weight over the past couple years, like a pound a month or something. And so we have decided to do something called the Great Lock-In for the end of 2025, which means that we're going to lock in and try to lose some weight or whatever financial, spiritual, whatever kind of goal you have, you can do during this quote unquote great lock-in, which is just a period where you lock in. That's it. It's like whatever you want to do. We've decided to lose weight, to try to lose weight, because, you know, like I said, we've gained a little. Because we want to keep it interesting, we've decided to explore all different types of dieting in the keto kind of world. So regardless of what we're going to be doing over the next couple months, it's all going to stay low carb because we do feel that eating low carb is what works for us compared to any other diet that we've ever done before. Okay, so we're always going to be low carb, but we like to explore different types of low carb. Right. And today we decided to do high volume, low carb eating because the whole point of like this high volume trend is that there are people who really enjoy eating.
So do we.
We do, but it has to be certain things.
Right.
Right? I figured that out pretty quickly, that I do enjoy volume eating of certain things and not of others, which we're going to be talking about. But there are people that just like enjoy eating a giant bowl of salad or a lot of egg whites or making cinnamon rolls out of egg whites.
Right. A lot of
stuff
egg
like
whites.
that. That's not cinnamon roll, but whatever. And regardless of like what new thing that we're going to be trying during this great lock-in thing, one of the constants in our life is always going to be Element electrolytes. We drink them every day. We love them, and we have been drinking it since 2020 because we love the way it tastes and the way it makes us feel on our keto lifestyle. That's because when you go into ketosis, you shed a lot of water, and inside that water are your electrolytes. This can leave you feeling tired, having muscle cramps, or nausea, and we call that the keto flu. Element replenishes your electrolytes so that you feel better, and it tastes amazing. We love all of the flavors of Element, but our absolute favorites are the citrus salt and the grapefruit salt. You need to try them. And right now is a really great time to try Element because right now you can get a free 8-count sample pack of Element's most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase. Just go to drinklmnt.com/ketotwins. Find your favorite flavor or share some with a friend. So just a little bit about me as a person.
What about me?
I don't know. I feel like I just need to explain this. I've never been the type of person that liked to go to a buffet. And you would think, well, you were almost 300 pounds. Of course you like going to the buffet. But actually that was not true.
Yeah.
I would rather eat like one meal that is mine, that is like all mine, like the best, than go to a buffet and eat mediocre things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there are some people that like going to the buffet.
I don't think I got my dollar's worth.
Right. I never got my dollar's worth. Wanna know why? I'd start off at the front and I'd be eating all the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
And then
bread, the noodles, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Mashed potatoes. Why? I don't know. And
crab
then
legs? No.
No.
Steak?
No.
Yeah.
I never even made it to the meat guy. The meat guy that's carving the meat, I just went right past. I'm not a high volume person. Although I can shovel it down. It's just like I don't intend to eat high volume ever. It's more so that we did that for this video. I just want to put that out there. That like
generally we're not high volume eaters. So for this challenge of high volume eating for the day, we both had to choose 3 meals. And so we're going to be going over some of the dishes that we made during this day. Yes.
So for breakfast, I had an egg white frittata. I started just chopping up some veg. I had like a quarter of an onion that was left over. I had half of a zucchini. Put it in a dish. I only had a bread pan. I realized I don't have a lot of like equipment at my house because I mainly cook here. So I just had a bread pan, put that in there, poured egg whites all over it. I literally had a bread pan and I cooked it like that for like 45 minutes at 350 degrees and it came out like an egg white frittata loaf. And I chopped it in half and I ate it. Running tally, it was about, the whole thing was 200 calories.
That's not bad.
I ate half of it, so it's 100 calories for breakfast. And I felt full. Full in a non-full way. I don't know how to explain it.
Didn't want to eat all of it?
I just felt like I was done with that meal after that. Not like it tasted bad. It tasted like the vegetables I put in it. But after about half of it, I just said, I'm done. So this...
Wait, are we going to go back and forth?
Oh, okay. Pretty cool. Yeah.
So
breakfast.
I decided...
Sorry. Sarah's breakfast was...
I didn't have breakfast. I decided to skip breakfast because I'm not really hungry in the morning. I decided to go with more of like a brunch item. Last year, Alex and I went to Japan and we had some really amazing cuisine there. And I've been kind of like not on a mission, but I've been trying to recreate keto versions of those things that we ate in Japan at home. And one of those things is a pancake made out of cabbage. It's called okonomiyaki. And we had a really good one in Osaka. And so I decided to recreate that because cabbage is like one of those meals that's kind of like a free item in high volume eating. You can eat a lot of it. I made some for Alex too. So half of a cabbage head sliced very finely, and I used some Elevate protein powder. I made like kind of like a batter with that and some eggs, and I mixed all the cabbage in there, a little bit of chicken stock, salt, pepper, that sort of stuff, and I made a pancake out of it. And then you're gonna see Alex try to flip it and then totally fail. Be careful. Okay, no. Okay, well. It's hard to flip it. It was more like a hash at the end because I kind of just like, it wasn't appealing looking, but it was really good. You put a little bit of Japanese mayo on top and some sriracha, and I also included shrimp in there. So that was my meal. It was very filling. It was huge, but it was really tasty. 380 calories for the thing. Had about 11 net carbs. You know, because it does add up a lot of fiber.
Did you eat the whole thing?
I did eat the entire thing, yeah. Because I was like, I'm not going to let this go to waste. I spent a lot of time making it. It was a delicious way to start my day of meals. But I was very full after that point.
Okay, so the second meal is what I called the turkey casserole abomination. My husband did not want to eat this thing. And honestly, I didn't either. I just saw it and it was easy. It was only 4 things. It was turkey, green beans, alfredo, and shredded Mexican cheese. I think it was shredded. I used shredded. I don't know. I used that. The green beans were not cooked. The turkey was cooked. Cheese, and then dollops of the alfredo on top. I think I cooked it between 30 and 40 minutes. I pulled it out of the oven and I was like, I don't know. I'm already still full from the egg white thing. But then I just decided to sit down and eat it. And I started eating it, and the more I ate it, the more I liked it.
Okay.
So I ended up eating 2 servings of it. So the rough stats are 670 calories, 65 grams of protein, 20 grams of net carbs. But I ate half of it. So that's what I ate for dinner. And you know what? They used Rayo's in the picture. I'll show you the original recipe that I used, a picture of it. But like I used the Bertolli one that was $2 instead of $8. And you know what? It had the same amount of carbs in it.
Oh, okay.
So I had 2 grams of carbs in it.
That's not bad.
But that was like the bulk of the calories in it. Even a 4th cup of the Alfredo.
Because the green beans don't really have a lot, and the turkey doesn't have it a lot. So it's like the flavors in the Alfredo sauce. So for dinner, I made kind of like one of my favorite dishes, I guess, to make because it's simple and easy. It's spaghetti squash, meatballs, and marinara. Emily and I made spaghetti squash and we cut it in rings and stuff. I didn't do that because I actually like to serve it in like
the boat.
Yeah, it adds to the flair of it. So we made spaghetti squash, roasted it in the oven.
Brad hates spaghetti squash.
I know.
It to him like that,
like
and he was like,
I think the more that you cook it, the more like sweet it is, and the more cooked it is. Otherwise, it's kind of raw. You have to cook it a lot. Anyway, and then you kind of combine it with a little bit of marinara. I try not to do a lot of marinara because I feel like that's where a lot of like the calories and the carbs come from, is from the sauce. So, and then I also, threw some these meatballs that were pre-made on top, and the meatballs are not that many. Don't have that many carbs. They have like 1 gram of carbs per meatball, which is like not terrible. And the spaghetti squash is really filling. So I ate pretty much all of that. Like I said, I wasn't hungry, but I kind of ate it anyway because, this was the idea of this video.
Right.
And then I had a stomachache afterward because I realized I've been eating too much fiber. You gotta be careful eating high volume things. It's usually they're high volume at a cost. So just be aware of that. If you're eating, cabbage has a lot of fiber in it. Spaghetti squash has a lot of fiber in it. Yeah. So if you're gonna do that, you just should be aware of it. It's like almost like eating too much. Not even that. Just like there was no. It's just like I felt like there was like a big, like mass in my stomach, just like with too much like going on in there. So yeah, for that, the calories were about 585, which is a decent amount.
Well, for my 3rd meal of the day, I saw this recipe for Oreo dirt cake ice cream. And I actually do have a Ninja Creamy, but I didn't want to do a Ninja Creamy recipe. A lot of the recipes out there for high volume like ice cream, it has to do with the Ninja Creamy. And I just didn't want to do that because I felt like not a lot of people have the Ninja Creamy. So it was pretty simple. Like she used protein powder, water, and then like ice and mixed it together, and she blended it until it was like an icy consistency. I didn't have like vanilla protein powder, so I just used like a cup of a protein shake that I drink semi-regularly, the Core Power one that I like the flavor of. It's a vanilla one. Added a cup of that mixture into the blender with a couple cups of ice, and then a teaspoon of a Simply Delish vanilla pudding mix, and then poured it into like a cup. Then I topped it with like a Catalina Crunch cookie. I just crumbled it on top, but it was like kind of watery. So I ate a little bit of it. It was okay, but it wasn't like my cup of tea. So I was walking my dogs. I had my headphones on. I'm gonna go walk my dogs, and I just ate some of it.
It wasn't worth eating.
It wasn't like worth eating to me. It was like almost like icy water, you know? Even though it's like one of my favorite protein shakes, it's just, it's like the flavor is not there. I don't know. So this was 150 calories, and I only ate half, so 75 calories.
So for the last meal, I guess, for the day, I did something similar. I did coffee jello, which we have made in the past on our channel, and I actually really like that recipe. So I took decaf Nespresso powder because I didn't want to have caffeine that late. I've been trying to like wean myself off of like 5 cups of coffee a day. Pretty much you bloom like 2 tablespoons of beef gelatin in some cold water. You add that to some hot coffee, and then you kind of stir it about.
Sweetener?
Yeah, I added stevia just to sweeten up a little bit, and then I put that in the refrigerator for like 3 or 4 hours, and it became a solid mass pretty much. And so I took a little bit of that, put it into another container, and I added in some what?
A solid mass sounds weird.
I know, it is.
It became a gelatin.
It became jelly.
Yeah. It became a solid mass.
It became a solid mass. Well, because I'm like checking on it to make sure that it actually turned, you know, and it did. So it did work. It took about 3 or 4 hours, and then it became a solid mass.
No.
It became jello. And then I put in some like keto-friendly whipped cream. It kind of tastes like tiramisu, obviously.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like has that coffee flavor. I think if you added in some like little like chocolate powder or something, it would be very tiramisu-like. And I could eat a lot of that, and I actually enjoyed it. In total, it was about 85 calories and like 0.5 carbs.
All right, so for the whole day, I ate a total of about 800 calories. I know people are gonna be like, eating that once in a while is not going to be like a big deal. Come on. Did I lose weight? Actually, I did lose a pound. So I'm up to like 7 pounds so far since we started this lock-in.
So my total was about 1,050 calories.
I feel like you enjoyed your meals more than I enjoyed mine.
Yeah, because I feel like you just looked up high volume.
Yes, I did. That's exactly what I did. I picked up high volume. I looked up high volume stuff, and I chose the first 3 that I said, okay, I'll just try that.
Right, and I picked things that I enjoyed in normal life.
I was trying to try new things, okay? The truth is, I did not enjoy it. I was full, but I felt weird about being full. You know what I mean?
Like a false sense
like
of
satiation. And I did end up losing a pound, but I couldn't see myself wanting to eat this way all the time. There's a lot of recipes out there where they'll make crazy egg white things and all kinds of weird things. And we try them almost because we find them kind of funny that, you know, like they're interesting to try.
Honestly though, half the time I probably would just rather not eat than eat that. So I lost like half a pound, which I was happy about. I feel like I did, like I said, I ate a lot of fiber and I don't know if it like one day is enough to like show that. I think that, you know, these types of meals can be like tools in your cabinet.
Well, we did a video about supermodel snacks, remember? And the way those people eat is like a piece of tomato with like some cottage cheese.
And a lot of these meals are very simple. If you really want to like jumpstart weight loss, having a couple of these ideas might help you with that. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean like you have to eat it all the time. But maybe you're like, I want to indulge in a big meal, then you could have this, or even like the shirataki noodles that we have. There's other ways to do this that are not just like eating egg whites all the time, I guess. That's why we wanted to explore this option, because I feel like a lot of the high volume things that we've seen in the past involve egg whites. In some shape or form.
Well, it's like a free food, pretty much.
Exactly. So if you guys want to see that video where we talk about the great lock-in that we've been doing for the past month and a half, you can click on the video on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Emily.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.
And this is Sarah, whatever. Okay.